What's up, everybody? It's your man, Tim Swain. Listen, I've been trying to catch up with this master chef, this amazing entrepreneur, this expat that came all the way from the USA to Ghana to talk about jerk soul. Now listen, man, I done heard people call you Telly, Judah, the master man behind the you know what I'm saying, the stove, man. So how about this? How about you introduce yourself to the people, let them know where you're from. I know you're famous already. Let them know where you're from and how long you've been in Ghana.
Sure. Well, my name is Judah, aka Telly. I got a lot of names. You know, black people, we got a whole lot of different names. I got about 10 nicknames.
Yeah.
But I've actually been in Ghana. You know what? I had my 1-year anniversary last week.
Really?
1 year.
Congratulations, man. So did you do anything to celebrate your 1 year?
I worked.
You worked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you hear every time I'm here, you hear. Every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen.
You know what? They already calling me the hardest working owner in Ghana.
Yeah. Well, you got to, man, because Ghana's it's a different kind of grind, and I want to talk about that in a second. Man, but let's back up a little bit in the story. So you got here all the way from the U.S. Everybody done interviewed you. You done told your story a million times, but there may be some people out there that's never heard it. So, man, just give us a brief recap of how you actually ended up in Ghana and what was that process like for you to transition?
How I ended up in Ghana and what was the process like? Well, to be honest with you, you know, I've always had desires to live outside of the States.
Yeah.
But Africa was really never on that list. You know, I've thought about living in Chile, Peru, Brazil. I really started to hone in on Belize, but ended up moving to the U.S. Virgin Islands, more specifically St. Thomas. Okay, so I'm from Chicago, and I moved from Chicago in 2017, and I moved down to the Virgin Islands to be with a love interest. And to open up a small little restaurant, you know, where the cruise ships come in.
Okay, all right.
You know, and so my idea was to kind of like, you know, leave the States and kind of get that stress and all of the rat race and all that kind of stuff out of my life, you know, and just to kind of walk around the beach and just, you know, enjoy life, you know. And at that point, after a while, I experienced my very first hurricane, okay, that came through the Virgin Islands. It was Hurricane Maria. And it was a Category 5 hurricane. It was one of the most devastating hurricanes that particular island has ever seen. And definitely it was mind-blowing to me. I've never been in that extreme amount of weather before. I feel like I really felt the power of the Most High, you know, just standing under that thing. You know what I mean? But once it was over and we resurfaced, and just to see the island all tore up and everything, you know, that just kind of motivated me to, you know, help the island rebuild. Even though I was new there, I wanted to help the people get back on their feet and so forth. And, you know, a couple of weeks had went past.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hurricane Irma came.
Wow.
And at that point, you know, I started to get a lot of peer pressure from my friends and family in the States, and even people on the island, you know, was motivating me to leave, you know what I mean? And I really didn't understand why. I was like, why are people trying to get me to leave?
Yeah.
But, you know, I said, hey, I'll go back, you know, and then come back later, you know. And so, really good friend of mine, Danielle, the Cubicle Chick, look her up on Instagram. She and I wrote my first book together. personal, professional, and positive, the 30-day challenge. And she was working very diligently to get me a flight.
Okay.
Well, the airports in the Virgin Islands was trash. So I ended up taking a small boat from St. Thomas to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico still had a operating airport. And so I got to the airport, not to the airport, but I got to Puerto Rico, and everybody in Puerto Rico is tripping. Like, everybody's shutting their business down, everybody's running around trying to get supplies and stuff, and I'm like, wow, this must really be about to be serious.
Yeah.
And so I'm in the hotel and everybody's freaking out. And so that's kind of making me be like, maybe I should try to get up out of here. So, long story short, she got me on the last flight before they shut the airport down. She got me on the last flight. I looked at my ticket and saw that I was going to St. Louis.
Okay.
So I ended up in St. Louis, and even though on St. Thomas, I was just, gonna open up a small, little place to sell food out of. I still had a restaurant on my mind when I got back to the States. 3 years later, after Jerk Soul became a staple in St. Louis, building that thing from the ground up and going through the ups and the downs, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
3 years later, I felt like, okay, it's time for me to try to leave the States again.
Wow.
And so this was only last year.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And so in January of 2021, I just started to see all these YouTubers talking about Africa and all of these videos of all these people that had left the States and ended up in Africa, East Africa, West Africa, the South. But the overwhelming majority was Ghana.
Ghana, okay.
Yeah. And so I started looking into Ghana, and, the rest is history.
Wow. So you went from St. Thomas to St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're in Ghana. Here's the interesting thing. Right before I moved to Ghana, I had some family members in St. Louis.
Okay.
And so I said, yo, I want to go to a black-owned spot, and I need, like, what do you recommend? So they said, I heard about this place called Jerk Soul. I said, all right, cool, bet, let's go. So we drive over there, and it's like, this is it? Like, did they got some dine-ins? Like, nah, it's only take. I was like, dang. But my cousin was like, I heard the food is banging. It's like, all right, bet. So, man, we got some food. We popped the trunk, opened up the trunk, so we're eating. So look, right, so y'all can see the footage on the screen right now. We eating straight hood. You see us on the back of the trunk right there, eating straight hood. But I remember thinking like, yo, this is banging. This food is good. So when I came to Ghana and I heard about Jerk Soul, I said, man, that name sounds familiar. And then I went to like Instagram and I looked it up. I said, I wonder if this is the same spot. Turns out it is, man. So that's crazy. So I actually ate at your restaurant in St. Louis.
And in Ghana.
And I can tell you, man, the food is good. So now I want to get into Jerk Soul. Let's talk about the inspiration for Jerk Soul. It's modern Caribbean cuisine.
Yes, sir.
For folks who have no idea about Jerk Soul or modern Caribbean cuisine, break it down for us.
Sure. So our tagline is modern Caribbean cuisine, and it's exactly that. One of the things that I definitely can appreciate about other cultures is the organicness of it. You know what I mean? And I know that if I'm in the States and I'm making jerk chicken, I want it to be as authentic as possible. Right?
Yeah.
So I know the ingredients that I need to use. I spend the extra money to get the actual type of wood that you need to use when you're grilling certain meats over in the islands. And so I would spend that money. I would do everything that I could to make it as authentic as possible. And I knew that other restaurants wasn't doing that. Even the ones that are owned by Jamaicans, I knew that they wasn't using the exact wood, you know what I'm saying? And so, because that stuff is expensive. And so, with what my concept is, it's more of a fusion, right? So, in Chicago, we have a ton of Caribbean restaurants, big Caribbean society there. that's where my love for it originated at,
Okay.
in my own home city. I grew up eating a lot of jerk. Grew up in the '90s, listened to a ton of dance hall, shopper ranks, and
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
them.
Mr. Lover, lover.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll be the cat in the hood, rolling around bumping dance hall. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And going to the clubs, and you know, they'll turn off some house music to put on some dance hall, and everybody going crazy. You know what I mean? So I always loved that group of us. Because we're the same people,
Yeah.
right? And so, but I always respected it, and since it was a fusion of international dishes, meaning I'll fuse the Caribbean with Mexican. I'll fuse the Caribbean with Italian. I'll fuse the Caribbean with Asian. So Jerk Soul is a fusion restaurant, which makes it modern,
Okay.
right? Versus you going into, you're in Kingston and you walk into a small shack, to get you some jerk. You're not going to see the things that I serve.
Yeah.
You go into that shack, you're not going to see jerk chicken pizza. You're not going to see jerk chicken tacos, jerk chicken nachos. You're not going to see that stuff. So my menu is 1/3 authentic, organic jerk entrees, 1/3 meatless options, and 1/3 fusions.
Wow. I think that's really cool because we have such a increasingly diverse population in Ghana who are coming from all over the world, and they want snippets of themselves represented in the food, in the culture, in the architecture, in every aspect of society. So I think it's very smart to be able to have this kind of fusion cuisine type of restaurant that gives a little something to everybody.
That's right.
It reminds me of I don't know if y'all out there watch Martin, but Marty Marsh Chicken and Waffles. So they had a little something for everybody. So
yeah.
break maybe just a couple of the items on the menu down for us, starting with maybe some of the drinks to the signature items and to some of the stuff that just make folks lose their minds.
Sure. Well, one of the things that are like super successful here or popular at Jerk Soul Ghana is my Caribbean cane.
Okay.
And it's sugarcane juice. We cold press, we get organic sugarcane, and then we cold press it through a machine. It squeezes out, presses out all of the juice, which is extremely healthy. If you guys don't know about the health benefits of sugarcane, definitely look it up. But very, very good for the immune system. Tons of vitamins, tons of elements that the body is made up of. And so, just doing something a little bit different. So we're not just pressing the juice, but we're also topping it with fresh fruits, fresh watermelon, fresh dragon fruit, fresh passion fruit. It gives it just really dope colors and everything, and it tastes amazing. And so,
and that's the sugar cane juice.
That's the sugar cane.
Y'all got the slur cane.
The slurry cane. You can turn it into slurry cane because you can take that sugar cane juice and you can put some shots, put you a couple shots of rum. Slurry cane.
There you got. You make you some slurry cane. All right, so you got the amazing, and I've tried it. Mm-hmm. It's good. It's really good. So you got these amazing original sugar cane that you could turn into some slurry cane juice.
That's right.
Now let's talk about the food, man.
Yeah. So, of course, I mean the number one popular seller is the jerk chicken, and so again, we're modern Caribbean cuisine. So I do my stuff a little bit different, even here. So in the States, fully authentic, doing it the way that it's supposed to be done. But here we're on the top of a mall. And so, of course, I can't have a big old barrel grill in a mall. So what I'm doing is something a little bit creative. Don't bite my style out here. Please don't bite my style. But what I'm doing is, everybody loves rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
Right? And so what I noticed over the years is, number one, no matter city to city, I don't care if you're in Houston, Chicago, New York, LA, rotisserie is not easy to find.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of us, when we do get rotisserie, like you're inside of a Walmart, you're inside of
You just go
a
pick that chicken up at the front of the aisle.
right, exactly, at Sam's Club,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
But think about how many actual restaurants you can walk into and get some rotisserie. But everybody
Wow.
loves rotisserie.
Wow, wow. You're
It's
right.
not many,
You're right.
right? They used to have Boston Market, back in the day or whatever. But so what the thought that I had was, hey, you know what? Nothing is more buttery and tender and fall off the bone than rotisserie. But usually people just cook it in its own juices, and that's good enough. But I can't just do that. I need to put some swag in it. I need to put some flavor. And so what I've been doing really is just marinating the chickens in all of the wonderful Caribbean spices, um, and other different flavors and everything. And then let it marinate for a couple days. Stick it in the rotisserie. That flame just hits it, and it looks like it's coming out of a barrel grill, bro.
Wow.
I invented this. I've never heard nobody come up with
wow
jerk rotisserie chicken.
Actually,
rotisserie jerk chicken.
I haven't tried that on the menu yet. So the next time I'm in here, I got to try it, man.
Try it,
I got to try it. I know there's some
It's a
other
hit.
things I really enjoyed. So you got a lot of great things on the menu. Now let me ask you a real question, because you talked about having your authentic kind of self, right, in the food. When you come to Ghana, let me just ask you straight up. How difficult or easy is it for you to find all the ingredients that you need to make sure that you keep the taste authentic to your restaurant?
Sure. It's not easy. It takes a lot of sourcing. As soon as we're done, I'm about to go up into these mountains and go find me some stuff I need.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of sourcing, man. It takes a lot of inquisitive searching to find exactly what I need. But I brought a lot with me. And as many people come here, I always get stuff from the States. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not easy finding everything that you need, but I definitely am very resourceful, and I find what I need. It took me about probably 3 months to find fresh thyme.
Mm.
Yeah, I might be in the markets and everything, and I'll see, dry thyme.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like fresh thyme, right? It took me some months, but I found it.
Yeah.
Right? It took me a while to find allspice, but I found it. Right? So those is just an example of, just doing your due diligence, and really just being consistent on searching and looking. Then,
yeah,
I find what I need.
Find what you need. So St. Thomas, St. Louis, Ghana, modern Caribbean soul, modern Caribbean cuisine at Jerk Soul. Let's keep it real. You've been here for about a year, and you have this restaurant. And from anybody that I talk to, look, I know so many people. I done seen you do interviews with so many people that love the spot, man. And I'm telling you, the first time I tried it, I was like, this tastes like the straight up Negro food I'm used to.
Yes, that was the idea.
It tastes like home.
Yes.
But maybe everything ain't roses. So let's keep it 100. What have been maybe like 2 or 3 of some of the top challenges that you have experienced with launching Jerk Soul and just adjusting to Ghana in general?
Yeah. I would probably say the biggest challenge that I had was working with some of the woodsmen in getting my furniture created. Working with them was an honor and a pleasure. But it seems like, they wasn't really very honest when it came down to the time that it was going to take to get the stuff created.
Yeah.
And that actually put me in a bind. You know what I mean? I was supposed to open up in January of 2022. Because of that, I didn't get to open up into March, right? And so I lost money in those months. You know what I mean? But, I continue to have faith and just understand that everything was going to open up, when the Most High allows it to. But that was a challenge. The language barrier is a learning curve. us moving over here and visiting here, rejoining with, what I like to say that these are long lost cousins. You know what I'm saying? And being taken from here 400 years ago and now returning, there's gonna be some issues, you know, with us learning each other, with the diaspora learning whatever country in Africa that you move to, there's going to be there's going to be a learning curve, and so navigating that is probably the number one difficulty.
Yeah.
But it ain't difficult if
Yeah.
you're patient.
Mm.
It's not difficult if you're patient, and I try to be as patient as possible. Sometimes I'm not patient, but for the most part, I do understand what's going on. I understand that there's a small exodus happening out of America back to this continent. And I understand that once that happens, once you make that move, it's not going to be easy. Nobody ever said it was going to be easy.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, patience is the key. But as far as launching Jerk Soul, just doing my due diligence of getting, certain permits and certain paperwork and all that kind of stuff, which is not very much different from whatever you got to do in the States. I just feel like it's less red tape here than over there.
Yeah, it is. And I tell people it's a lot less red tape. But also because there is less red tape, there's also a lot less structure sometimes around how to get it done. So that's why relationships are so important.
True.
Because I tell people, listen, a task without a relationship may take you 4 months. With a relationship, that thing may take you 4 days.
True.
And so it's all about relationships here in Ghana. And listen, man, I'm telling you, man, I keep telling you, the food is banging.
Thanks, bro.
I love to see you winning. And so now what I want to do is get into the final part. It's going to be rapid fire, all right?
Yeah.
It's 5 questions.
Okay.
You got to answer the first thing that comes to your mind.
For sure.
You ready?
Yeah.
Best part about Ghana?
Best part about Ghana, peace.
Worst part?
The roads.
What's your favorite thing on the Jerk Soul menu?
My favorite thing on the Jerk Soul menu that I haven't been able to produce here is the jerk chicken pizza.
Wow. If there was an artist today that was the soundtrack, that could produce the soundtrack of Jerk Soul, what artist would that be?
Bob.
All right. Last question. What is one thing you're looking forward to in the next coming year of being in Ghana?
Well, in a year, I'm looking forward to Jerk Soul being the most successful restaurant in the country.
Wow, that's what's up. Well, listen, man, I certainly appreciate your time. Listen, guys, all of the information is right there in the description below. You got to come out Jerk Soul. And when you come up here, tell them Tim Swain sent you. 99% discount on anything in the menu. Now, just kidding. But listen, I'm going to tell you what, the food is worth it. It's amazing. It's incredible. And I always appreciate you guys. So if you love this content, which I know you do, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. Until next time, peace.